Hi guys, welcome to another special episode of Coffee and ABA, where we're discussing all things applied behavioral analysis over a nice cup of coffee. We are going to continue jumping into the 6th edition task list with Section A, Behaviorism and Philosophical Foundations, A2, Explain the Philosophical Assumptions Underlying the Science of Behavioral Analysis. So let's jump straight in with determinism, which assumes that the universe has laws, rules, and order such that phenomena occur alongside other events and not accidentally. These events are also able to be studied. It states that things don't just happen, they happen for a reason. And determinism is the idea that there's a why behind everything in life and in the universe. Empiricism is the study of a phenomena with an objective observation that is not based on biases or hunches, but rather based on data. The key words here are objective and data. We cannot do science in a subjective manner. If someone is measuring apples while a different person is measuring oranges, it's going to be really hard to count those bananas. Objective measurements and data help keep everybody on the same page. Parsimony dictates that simpler, more logical explanations are often the reason for things, and they have to be ruled out before exploring more complicated explanations. My favorite example of parsimony is when you hear hoofbeats, think horses, not zebras. In ABA, a lot of times the simplest solution to a behavior challenge is to rule out anything medical first. I can't tell you how many times I've seen an aggressive behavior due to a stomachache or a headache. Experimentation is the process of using the experimental method, controlled and systematic manipulation of an independent variable, to observe whether or not a functional relation exists and has any impact on the dependent variable. Experimentation is one of the very large parts of the scientific method, and in behavioral analysis, the independent variable is typically the behavior intervention being implemented, while the dependent variable is typically a behavior that is measured in some format. Replication is the process of repeating experiments, including repeating the same variables, manipulations, and other conditions from previous experiments. One data point is only one data point. Each experiment that is run really only represents a single data point's worth of results. To ensure that those results weren't just a fluke, it's important to repeat it over and over. That's why recording each and every part of an experiment thoroughly is so critical, so that others can repeat it in the same way, or change only one aspect to see if different results are yielded. Pragmatism is a philosophical framework which enables professional practice improvements through the analysis of outcomes and social values. Pragmatism involves using evidence-based interventions, individualizing those interventions and goals, and using data to drive all of the decisions. Selectionism is a theory which states that living things evolve based on the survival value of a particular trait. In relation to behaviors, selectionism is also the process by which behaviors are selected to continue or to stop based on an individual's experiences. Kind of sounds a little bit like evolution and reinforcement. There are 3 types of selectionism. There's the phylogenetic selectionism, which is the process by which behaviors that help ensure the survival of a species or a group. Phylogenetic is the species or the group, and those are maintained by the contingencies. Ontogenic is a process by which behaviors help ensure the survival of an individual, maintained by contingencies. And then cultural selectionism involves a transferring of behaviors among individual members, usually through model and imitation. So that's it for section A2. We hope you enjoyed and have a great day.